My name is Danielle Poor, and for Showcase 3, I decided to incorporate Google Classroom into my lesson. My original lesson plan was telling time to the nearest half hour, but my students all did so great in their assessments that I decided to expand on this lesson to make the new goal of telling time to the quarter hour. My lesson was designed for first grade, but the new, harder lesson that is an expansion of the original is for the more advanced students and can honestly be aimed towards early second grade. So, to begin, I'll walk through the lesson that I have created on Google Classroom to show how simple it can be for students to navigate through the step-by-step lesson and how they can basically self-teach themselves. And if we weren't to have school or if they need to access it from home or whatever the situation may be. So I created this and it's telling time, obviously, but the first thing I did was write "Good afternoon, students." On this website, you can find everything you need to know about telling time. You all did such a great job telling time to the nearest half hour that we are now going to move on to achieve the goal of telling time to the quarter hour. This should challenge our students and hopefully they will succeed in this as well, but it will definitely be a bit harder since it is more geared towards the second grade level. So to begin, I posted 2 videos on here for the students to watch, and it basically explains what time to the quarter hour is, and it kind of breaks it down before they actually start doing it, and they're more like kid friendly, so it's more likely for them to catch on because it will be more on their interest and needs it with the animations and such. And so I have instructed them on here to first watch the video, and there's 2 videos I placed on here, but they only have to watch 1, but obviously watching 2 would be better, and it's more there's more options because some people might not like the first one or understand it, and also it's a great reference tool for them to look back on. And then after completing the telling time one, then they can go back, and there are a couple games on here that I've linked, and again I put instructions for them once they get on the actual link. But there's fun games, but it's still educational and interactive, and the students will like it because it's engaging for them. But there's also activities as well as the games, and this just gives them more practice, and like for them it's like a fun thing, so it's not as much of learning to them, but they are still learning the material before actually like getting assessed on it. And after playing the games, I created an assignment on here, and I put a due date and everything on here, so everything's very organized and easy for the students to read. But there is a worksheet that they will complete next, and it's just a Google Doc, so they can open it up, and I've attached the instructions. But basically, they will go onto the worksheet, and there's 9 different clocks, and they'll read the times, and then they'll type in the times, and then they'll turn it in, and they can do this by sharing it with me, and that's basically all they have to do. Then I'll take a look at it and assess them based off of that, and then I can work with the students who may need help, and then let everyone know just how they're doing before they're assessed on it to make sure everyone's grasping the concept. And then lastly, there is a quiz for them to take, and that will be due on the Friday. So this is all over a course of a week, but with it all being right here organized for them, they can do it from the comfort of anywhere. And the quiz is just another Google form. They'll click on it, they'll take the quiz. It consists of multiple choice, extended response, well, short answer, and then true false. And I created it myself, but it's very easy. You can just put it on a Google form and then share it, and they can share it back with you and turn it in, so it's easy for you to grade because it's all going to be right here at the same place. don't have to worry about kids losing their papers or not putting their names on it or whatever, because it'll link to their account. And also, I provided a section on here that's question and answers. So if there's at any point in the lesson students are confused or they don't understand something and it's just not connecting, then they can put a comment on here and they can tell me what's going on, and I can either arrange to meet up with them to help answer the questions and figure it out. I can offer them to watch the videos again or keep practicing with games, or I can just respond with my feedback on what I think they need to do in order to actually grasp the information they're learning. So it's pretty straightforward, but I really like Google Classroom because I think it's a great technology tool because it provides students with the ability to access all of their assignments, videos, learning materials, etc., all in one place, but also they can access this at home, school, or any other place that has Wi-Fi provided. And it also keeps everything organized, and students can avoid issues like losing their papers, or saying their dog ate it, or their sister took it, or their brother, or whatever their excuse could be. They shouldn't really have an excuse as long as they have access to some kind of internet or computer, then they will be fine. And they can always reference back to the videos, games, and worksheets at any point to clarify any concept they may be confused on, which is also very helpful because sometimes I know when I was younger, I would be at home trying to do homework, and my parents learned the information that we are learning, but they learned it a lot differently than we did. So if I would try to go to my parents for help, they wouldn't really know how to help me because they just didn't quite understand what was going on. And that can be a bit of a mess, but this is a great way for the children to be more independent and kind of teach themselves. But this module does do a great job of relating to the UDL principles because it promotes engagement, especially through the use of Google Classroom. Students have everything laid out for them where they have the opportunity to guide themselves through the module and lesson. And like I said before, it promotes a lot of self-regulation for themselves, and they can basically go at their own pace for one, but they're also given choices like which video or videos they want to watch or what game or games they want to play and participate in whatever activities are on there. But it also gives them a chance to practice multiple times and always have references to look back on, so hopefully they grasp the information more. And then within the lesson, they're given choices, like I said, and that is more appealing to children because they don't always like to be told what to do. They kind of like to go at their own pace and do their own thing. So it reflects their interests more and holds them accountable for maintaining their effort to succeed because no one wants to fail. And this provides them with the opportunity to be successful because of all the references they have to look back on here. And then the videos and questions section of the Google Classroom provides scaffolds for the students. Because if they don't understand anything at any point in the lesson, they will be given the support they need, which can be answered through the video or the feedback which I will provide for them. And so it gives them a few different supports, which is really good because I just know like I struggled a lot when I was younger because I didn't have all the support because my parents just didn't know everything, but this is a great way to make it better. But overall, I think this tool is great and I will incorporate it into my future classrooms. Whenever I was younger, my teachers used Google Classroom, and it seemed that not only our teachers really enjoyed it, but the students seemed to too, because then it was kind of like an online class a little bit in the aspect that everything was right there for you at any point you could access it, whether you were at home or at school. And so it worked better for your time schedule versus like in class you might only have a certain amount of time